I'm Rodney with Landscaping with ZebraScapes. Thanks for listening in. We're going to talk about pre-emergent. Stop the invasion. That's what pre-emergent is. It's stopping the seeds from germinating. I strongly recommend applying pre-emergent twice a year for sure. 3 times, it makes it all the better. Once, throw it away. Not even, you're wasting your money. You either do it twice a year or don't do it at all. The reason is because the seed can sit there up to 6 months and never germinate because the sterilizer prevents from germinating. And then 6 months later, it germinates. Now you have double the weeds. So either do it twice or not at all. 3 is all the better. So here at ZebraScapes, we're here to do all that we can to prevent weed seeds from germinating and stop the pest, annoying, agonizing weeds in the yard. Pre-emergent is extremely critical. Apply it early winter, or apply it early spring, right before the temperature starts warming up and there's still getting some moisture in the air, is very important. Right before the monsoon season, that is critical too. Those 2 times are most critical, is applying it. There's 2 options. You can do a granular, spread it yourself, or hire a company to do it, have someone come in with a spreader. I've done it for many years that way. There's nothing wrong with that. You got about a 15-day period from the time you apply it to you must have moisture. Why? Because the sun will break the particles down. When it falls down, it loses its concentrate and it won't work. Chemical, you have to 60 days from applying it before moisture comes, and it will still hold its strength and a sterilizer to allow it to work. So we strongly recommend using spray because that'll help it till the rain comes. People say you got chemical, you don't need to rain. False. It still has to rain. You need up to 1 inch of moisture to get it to activate and to do its best to apply. Some people say you have weed fabric, you don't need it. That's false. Why? Because the weed fabric prevents the weeds from coming up from underneath the fabric. It holds that down, but does not stop the weeds from growing on top the fabric. All it takes is the dust particles to allow enough soil to that weed seed to germinate, and then it will grow. Saying that, the pre-emergent works amazing on top of weed fabric. Why? Because the chemical hits the weed fabric, the sterilizer, it locks into the weed fabric, and then when it rains, it spreads. It works amazing. So when we're spraying with weed fabric, we do the regular dose. When we're spraying without weed fabric or weed barrier, we apply double the dose. Why? Because the rain comes down hard, it can move the soil, which causes open pockets for weeds to grow. That is why we recommend a little stronger dose when you have no weed fabric. So saying that, with or without weed fabric, it's a must to apply pre-emergent. So to recap, right after the winter, to apply pre-emergent to stop the weeds from germinating, and then also in the monsoon season to keep the seeds from germinating. It's extremely critical. For me, for a few $100 more, depends on your property, a 3rd time is the best. If you hate weeds, I strongly recommend doing 3 applications. There's some HOAs we do in the contract. We want it done 3 times a year. That's what we deliver, and that's the best. It could be overkill if you're in a tight area with not a lot of weeds and not a lot of wind blowing. That could be overkill. That's up to your discretion. You can try it twice a year if you want to try it 3 and then see what happens. But if you're doing it once, you're wasting your money. There's no need in applying pre-emergent. You're throwing your money out the door if you're doing it once a year. So is pre-emergent important? If weeds are irritating and they bother you and you hate spraying them and hate pulling them, strongly recommend applying pre-emergent. How toxic is it? What can happen? Will it hurt my soil if I apply it? If I spray pre-emergent and I want to plant a plant, will that affect it? If the plant has roots, it will not affect it at all. You can plant any size plant and just plant it right on it. It won't affect it at all. It won't kill anything that's already there. You can literally spray the pre-emergent over top of a plant and it won't kill it because it's only stopping the germination part of it. That's what's so great about it. How bad is it for your animals? The directions say it won't affect them at all. But here at ZebraScapes, we strongly recommend putting your dog in up to 30 minutes while we're spraying and after. So there's no moisture. We're just 100% playing it safe. Your dogs are very valuable. Your pets are very valuable, and they're precious animals. So we just do not recommend them being out there. Just a wind blow, a gust, whatever causes it to happen. It's just best to lock it up. We spray it over, keep it in 30 minutes, and they can come out, and they will not be affected with the pre-emergent. That's what we strongly recommend for your animals. How toxin is it? It's a lot less than post-emergent, so that's why we recommend pre-emergent, just to keep the chemical down and just applying it over your property. Take a note. It's also important that when you spray, we don't got high winds. So if you schedule it and there's high winds, we will call it off. Or if someone's spraying your property, we do not want to spray at about 8 to 10 miles an hour. We recommend not applying pre-emergent just because it's blowing over your neighbor's property, and it's just a safeguard of someone getting it over them. So we don't recommend spraying pre-emergent when the winds picks up. That's why it's kind of difficult scheduling, because a lot of times in monsoon season, it gets windy. So that's what we also recommend is we're always watching the temperature of the wind, and also the height. If your temperature is 100 degrees, it's also not great to apply a pre-emergent. So here at ZebraScapes, we've been doing this for 17 years on applying pre-emergent. We've learned about it, we've studied it, and yes, you need an applicator license, you need a QP. There is so much stuff and bookkeeps and book records behind pre-emergent, and we're at ZebraScapes. We have it all. We're total licensed from all aspects of this to apply it on your property, and we are here to make sure you're safe, and we do our utmost best to keep your yard fewest weeds as possible. Put your comments below on what your thoughts are with pre-emergent. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to Landscaping with ZebraScapes. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring to your landscaping projects. For more tips and resources, and to learn how ZebraScapes can help you transform your outdoor space, visit our website, www.zebrascapes.com. Until then, happy landscaping.